You know, I work hard, and I love the game of football. That's all you really need to know.
He's thinking of this more long term. He's thinking of it being more comfortable in his skin, coming out being like, hey, look, I'm going to work on my game. I could be doing a lot of other things right now.
You can't take him out. He's different. He's not the same. You are you, but he is him.
Shedeur Sanders is back in the headlines. And this time, it's not because of his last name, a viral interview, or some flashy NIL deal. It's because of the tape. The new footage emerging from Colorado's pre-camp workouts has fans, scouts, and skeptics all leaning in. No frills, no edits, just clean, confident quarterback play. Sanders has been quietly putting in the kind of off-season work that separates the talented from the elite. In these clips, you see it all. The sharper footwork, the quicker release, the command of timing routes and protections that scream NFL readiness. There's a quiet fire in his body language, less about proving people wrong, more about proving himself right. Because make no mistake, for all the talk last year about hype and Hollywood and headlines, Shedeur Sanders looks more like a student of the game than a star of the screen. What stands out in the footage isn't just mechanics, it's leadership. You can tell when a quarterback owns a huddle when the guys around him are locked in because he is. The rhythm between Sanders and his wide receivers feels synchronized, polished. These aren't just casual summer throws. These are precision reps done with purpose. His deep ball arcs with intention, his intermediate throws split zones, and even in the footwork drills, there's an attention to detail that you rarely see in college athletes still a year away from the draft. It's the same obsessive focus you see from pros, quarterbacks who don't just play the position but live it. And if you needed any more evidence of his growth, just watch how he handles pre-snap reads in these sessions. He's diagnosing the defense, calling out adjustments, setting protections. That's not a college kid hoping to make a name. That's a quarterback preparing to run an offense.
Well, I think at the end, especially when the preseason starts, he's going to find a way to beat those guys out.
And let's not forget the context here. Last season, Shedeur Sanders was thrown into the fire, behind one of the worst offensive lines in the nation. Colorado gave up more sacks than any other team in the FBS, and yet Shedeur never tapped out. He took hit after hit, stood tall in the pocket, and still managed to post 3,200 plus passing yards with 27 touchdowns and just 3 picks. Most quarterbacks would crumble in that kind of chaos. He didn't. He adapted. And now, with an upgraded line, a bolstered receiver room, and a full offseason under his belt, he's ready to turn that resilience into results. He's not just better physically, he's sharper mentally. You can see it in his patience, in the way he holds defenders with his eyes, and in how he manipulates the pocket to buy just enough time. There's a quiet maturity in his approach that feels very different from the viral clips and flashy headlines of last year. But here's where things get even more interesting. Shedeur's name alone has always drawn attention. Being Deion Sanders' son means the spotlight isn't optional, it's inherited. But what's become clear over the past few months is that Shedeur is no longer riding in his father's wake. He's carving his own lane. He's not just Coach Prime's kid anymore, he's the centerpiece of Colorado's entire football rebuild. The heart of the locker room. The standard bearer for a team looking to turn flash into firepower. And the new tape proves it. Every throw, every drill, every interaction shows a quarterback who understands the weight of what's coming and is meeting it head on. He's not showing off, he's showing up. And in a college football world where personality often overshadows production, that kind of focus is rare. There are still doubters, of course. There always will be. Some analysts continue to question his pro ceiling, pointing to arm strength, mobility, or scheme dependence. But those voices grow quieter every time new footage drops. Because what they're seeing now isn't just raw potential, it's refined execution. The kind of consistency that scouts crave and coaches build around. And most importantly, it's happening when the lights aren't on. Shedeur isn't waiting for September to make his statement. He's doing it now, in the early mornings, in the weight room, in private sessions with receivers. That's where leaders are made. That's where confidence is earned. That's where championships begin.
But a couple of days before we're ready to lock and load, I think it's dope that he out there in the middle of the night in the rain, throwing the football, working on his game with the Browns helmet on, letting people know I'm out here representing for the whole city. I'm representing. I like the fact that he's energetically proud to have the Browns helmet on. We talk about it a lot of times about people that want to be here. Like, oh, we want guys that want to be here. We want guys, like he could have did this and had no helmet on. I like the fact that he's saying, listen, y'all get used to the Cleveland Browns and you get used to me wearing this helmet because the Browns ain't the old Browns no more. We about to make the Browns look nice. We about to swag these Browns out.
Even outside the Colorado locker room, praise for Shedeur Sanders is beginning to echo louder, this time from the world of media. Garrett Bush, respected Cleveland sports analyst and host, he recently gave a strong endorsement of Shedeur during one of his segments. Known for his no-nonsense, straight-shooting style, Bush didn't mince words. Shedeur is doing everything that's needed, he told his audience. People keep asking if he's serious about the game. Well, I've talked to folks close to that camp. And let me tell you, the kid's not out here chasing cameras. He's chasing greatness. Bush went on to emphasize that behind the social media noise and Deion Sanders' larger-than-life presence, Shedeur is quietly putting in the kind of disciplined, focused work that wins locker rooms and earns respect. For a media voice like Bush, who's not known for sugarcoating, to step up and vouch for Sanders' practice habits and leadership speaks volumes. It reinforces the growing sense that Shedeur isn't just preparing to compete, he's preparing to command. So as Colorado prepares to open training camp, all eyes are once again on Boulder. But this time, the spotlight feels earned. Not manufactured, not marketed. Earned through grind. Earned through grit. Earned through the kind of relentless off-season work that separates the serious from the sensational. And if the new footage is any indication, Shedeur Sanders is ready to lead. Not just Colorado, but perhaps an entirely new chapter in his football journey. Because when a quarterback locks in the way he has, when every rep screams purpose, when even the haters start to run out of things to say, something big is coming. Training camp isn't just a formality anymore, it's a launch pad. And Shedeur Sanders? He's more than ready. He's primed.